Okay, let's get into our earthy cardinal Capricorn. Capricorn, I will say since 2020, it has been a very good year for you on the spiritual end, the self-evaluation, the self-liberation, and the energy work that you had the opportunity to take advantage of has put you in an extraordinary position. The Capricornian placements of 2020 have helped you to catapult forward in a huge way, and 2021 doesn't really stop that. A lot of the cement work that's been put into motion, and this Aquarius season is actually giving you still even more added benefits, where it might not necessarily be working your physical sectors, but what it's doing is giving you the flow momentum and getting you more into your heart sector, making sure that you're not in your head space and moving with your heart space, and also acknowledging when you actually need help within yourself. After all, Capricorn is a sign that likes to start things. That cardinal energy helps them to get things going in motion. But one of the things that takes place is when you see the scope or may see the amount of work required to get to completion, you may lose enthusiasm and drop off. The Six of Pentacles being here, I haven't even gotten into the Kali Oracle message, which is Vishvamata, but the Six of Pentacles just in and of itself, being here, especially since Spirit revealed it with an inversion feeling, is dealing with charity and whether or not how open you are to taking help when needed. And really, when you ask yourself that question, it's usually crickets, because you are very stubborn when it comes to taking assistance and help, even in the most dire of situations. So with this age of Aquarius season and the age and this Aquarius season, this is really bringing its wisdom forward to you. Kali is channeling his message through Spirit, bringing into awareness about her protection and the significance that you may face when faced with uncertainties. You don't need to give in to despair. You don't need to rack your head over what to do about these situations. Vishvamata showing up as well is really significant, because you tend to be in your head a lot, you tend to overthink a lot, you're ruled by Saturn, so there's a lot going on with authority, there's a lot going on with limitations and how to get what you desire into motion. So there's a lot dealing with how you see the limitations or the resistances or the obstacles that you're presented with. So with Vishvamata, this is a lot to do with moving or aligning your pathway. When your pathway can you be in need of shifting, sometimes we need to make sure that we can shift away from devastation into something that is more palatable for your experience, so that you can be protected and guided through any difficulties. Trust where you are being led. Grace shall come from this. The Divine Mother sees our capacity for breathtaking transformation and spiritual awakening, often far more than we recognize within ourselves. To fulfill our inner purpose and move beyond unnecessarily restrictive self-imposed limitations, we need her. When we hold back, gripping onto what is familiar, she lovingly forces our hand. Under her influence, we do not evade what is required of us. We find inner strength to move directly through what we once denied ourselves. The right opportunity to overcome. So really bring this awareness to yourself, because how many times are you in need of aid, or do you just push through, or do you decide that a victory or a situation can be brought to victory or defeat depending on whether or not you're involved? Sometimes you won't take help and will just allow defeat if it would mean having to come together or seek help from somebody else to assure victory. And that can come off as very stubborn, and the Billy Goats, you ride the mountains. You climb the mountains, you have those horns, and you're used to butting and getting your way. So you're used to challenges and you're used to obstacles. So much so that sometimes that may be what you live for, or you may get your thrill or activation from that. Sometimes if you see the long road and it's too much coasting of the same thing, you may want to jump ship just because there's no bumps along the way. The inversion with the Six of Pentacles, remember Pentacles is very earthy, and it represents the intentions that could be given to you. But because 6 is also a number of beauty or looking back, is sometimes finding the beauty after you've left something behind, or finding beauty in something in which you didn't think that there was still anything left there. So there's a giving taking place here. But this inversion means that we may not be looking at how we're giving out our energy if we're too excessively giving, especially within dynamics, our family dynamics, in which Vishvamata is showing up. Sometimes the only time that as a Capricorn that you can be too giving is with your inner workings, especially with the mother figures within your life. Or it can represent that you're not accepting help or accepting the divine nurturing wisdom for yourself when it's necessary for you to take it into your being. The Divine Mother sees our capacity for breathtaking transformation, and you are being encouraged to develop the confidence and commitment necessary to undertake the tasks and challenges, and yet also inspire yourself. Do not allow yourself to be intimidated by the prospect of failure or opposition. Stay true to your path and progress step by step. Trust your capacity to grow into your fulfilling manifestation of your heartfelt aspirations. So this is also asking you to dream again, to feel again. Sometimes you can get a little cold because you've been grinding or wanting to make some type of career move or just change the flow and the state of how you're represented. And sometimes you feel that you have to give up your heart desires when the world around you is not building or manifesting or erecting up the way that you would like it to. When your household and your finances are not growing the way you want, it can make you more cold within your emotional sector, within what you feel you can imagine for yourself. It might steal your imagination away. The Emperor may be popping up for you in some of your readings and spreads because you may be feeling as if you're limiting yourself to constraints and confinement predicated off of logic. Logic can only take you so far. Even the most logical mind, logic by definition is divine masculine, so that's limitation. If you're not trusting in your heart, you're not trusting in your eye, the awakening that's taking place, and you're limiting yourself to a very small, select amount of information and data. And it can only do so much for you, which is why you see the inversion. You're not accepting the help. You're not accepting the gifts and the energy that's being gifted to you, that's being charitied to you from the universe. Although you may be in circumstances you would prefer not to be in, you are in a position of unrealized spiritual power. You will gain benefit from what is transpiring. When the relevant learning and personal growth have been acknowledged and integrated, these circumstances will give way to a more favorable situation. When Vishvamata appears, it not only signifies that we have the capacity to move through a situation we have avoided dealing with in the past, but that we can do so in a far greater and more graceful manner than expected. And the fact that Vishvamata is coming up during this Aquarius season also reflects on the spark of the Mercury Retrograde in Aquarius as well. So take a special awareness to things coming back up in your sectors, because they're not here to create dread, but actually are opportunities for you to liberate yourself and to see how these things that you have been putting off can actually be easily smoothed over now. Yes, you avoided these elements in the past because they were so overwhelming. You had no way to mentally wrap your mind around how to deal with these situations. But notice now that with grace and intuitive ease, that solutions are coming to you. As you can see the blueness, you are filled with this blue spiritual energy, and your skin is blue with the spiritual energy, because blue is the element of unconditional love, and blue is also representative of the cosmos. So to be shining blue is also to be walking or embodying the divine within your own self. When we are willing to look at ourselves rather than other people or external circumstances as the primary source of our pain, Vishvamata, the cosmic mother, appears with a genuine desire for you to heal and outgrow the causes of suffering. She is Kali as a sweet savioress and beloved soul mother. She becomes Kripadhara, or the vessel of compassion. We can go to her and receive as much love, support, kindness, and protection and anything else we need. Yeah, this is much different than the Guya Kali, who says you have to come at a specific time in a specific way. This means that no matter with this particular rendition, you're blessed and divinely favored, because no matter what you're feeling, just you simply needing it means that you can get it. That means that it's been waiting on you. You just weren't getting it because you weren't accepting it. You were being stubborn. You didn't like the way the gift was wrapped. You didn't want to admit that you needed to accept the gift. You're so used to giving. You're not the receiver of gifts. You give gifts. The fuck? I don't get gifts. I give gifts. I don't get gifts. I give gifts. And that's how you've been treating the Divine Mother and the universe, as it's been trying to bless you with that which you need. And the gift that you're receiving is an end to your suffering, the very answer or key to what you need, which is why it's the number 6. And the moment you are embracing of that, you will notice how smoothly and how quickly your situation transforms and elevates to a new state of being. As you take your divine breath, bring awareness to areas in your life and in the sectors within your heart, the people around you, and the perspectives that you hold. Ask yourself, what areas are you blocking charity? Are you blocking nurturing? Are you blocking things that could liberate you from the sufferings and the pains that you've been experiencing? Are you looking at an old situation now and just assuming that the outcome is going to be the same? Open yourself to the receptivity of a breaking the cycles that you've been in and accept that the new stage is going to bring a new result. Also allow for your awareness that as this Aquarius season unfolds, know that anything that comes to you that might seem like deja vu, old partners and old perspectives coming back to you, know that they can be solved and resolved in a way that couldn't have been resolved before. Take heed in that and enjoy that. Let that resonate within your entire being and energy field. Much love and many blessings, and Ashe.